From today onwards, we move to the second chapter. Hindraf is like a doctor. A patient is sick, the doctor identifies. Everyone knows he is sick, but the doctor identifies the disease or the sickness. We have done that. Now we want to find a cure for the disease, and we want to find a solution. From today onwards, Hindraf would concentrate to finding solutions from the government. When I say government, I mean both Pakatan and Barisan governments. Whatever said and done, this country is ruled by two governments. Almost 40% of the government is ruled by Pakatan, and the remaining 60% is ruled by Barisan. They are our governments. They are responsible for us. And we want a permanent and comprehensive solution for our problems. So from now onwards, we would concentrate on finding solutions to the 50-odd year problems. There are close to 350,000 stateless Malaysian Indians, and they have existed from the time of independence. Though the British government did particularly state that they have to resolve the problem, in 1957 no solution was found, and they were allowed to multiply in numbers. Today, most of our children are unable to get places in universities simply because discrimination in Malaysia is institutionalized. The Tamil schools in this country still live in the colonial era. The system that is adopted to maintain these schools remain a colonial system. We are a free country. Malaysia is free. We should not implement and impose colonial system whereby a school is termed as bantuan penuh and modal. That is system pendatang. We are free people. Our schools have to be absorbed as equally important as any other school in the country. Close to 800,000 Malaysians of Indian origin have been displaced from the estates, from the plantations since the 1980s, and nothing is done to give them training programs, alternative jobs, housing, and their temples that have existed in the plantations from the early 1800s have been ruthlessly demolished. And we estimate that from the time of independence, close to 10,000 Hindu temples have been demolished. These are serious problems and violations against our basic rights, and these are imposed by none other than our own government against their own people. We have contributed to the economy of this country. I have seen enough evidence, and I have in my possession enough evidence to show at least 10 years before independence. Economic reports 10 years before independence clearly shows that Indians contributed 70% of the country's development. But in the 1980s, when the rubber prices went down, we were treated as sucked oranges, kicked out from the estates, from the plantations, our schools demolished, our temples demolished, and everything about Indians today is illegal. Haram. Kuil haram, sekolah haram, rumah haram. This is absolute nonsense, and it has to stop. And it has to stop now. From now onwards, we would impose and we would struggle to find a solution for our problems.